Kia ora, it's Emmanuel Wachuku again. Welcome to your last day's work for the week. I'm only going to talk through in this video what you have to do for today, Friday. And what that is grammar. Yes, the dreaded grammar. So the topic that you're looking at today, we'll be looking at today, is conditionals, precisely zero and first conditionals. So I'm going to share my screen per usual and talk you through the tasks and how to go about doing them. So if you've got the textbook, the pages that you want to look at are pages 39 and 139. The unit is unit B. So conditionals and future time clauses is what we're looking at. The first task is to match these clauses to make a sentence. So on the left-hand side here, numbered 1 to 8 are the first parts of the sentence, the first clause. So read through them and match them to these completions here, lettered A to H. For example, if my dad finds out I've been hitchhiking, which of these options here, A, B, C, D, or all the way down to H, which one best completes that sentence? Find it and write it down in your notebook. Okay, so for example, number 1, write the full thing in your notebook. Okay, when you've done that for all of them, all 8 of them, then look at the highlighted expressions. Finds out, you have lost. That's the will have lost bit. You're crossing. He'll be furious. He'll be, those things. Look at them and notice the forms of verbs that you have there. Notice the tenses as well. After an if clause, what follows? What kind of tense follows? After a clause beginning with when or as soon as, what kind of clause follows? Okay? What verb forms are they in? See if you can identify correctly each of those tenses. Okay? Then, so this is one that you can focus on. See here gives you a very specific one to focus on. So if people drive when they are tired, they often have accidents. If roads are wet or icy, the number of accidents goes up. So look at those two sentences there. The first one, as you can probably they're both if clauses. Look at them carefully and see which one means that that something might be a consequence of something, and which one means that something is always a consequence of the if clause. See if you're able to identify that. When you've done those, then you're ready to look at the next page. The next page is your grammar page. So here, I'll just talk you through how to understand these explanations. So there are 3 white boxes. 1 here, 2 here, and on the right-hand side, 3, this biggest of the 3 of them. So the 3 sample sentences you see here, the 3 examples here in the first white box, beginning with, if you want to be fit, you need to do some exercise. These 3 sentences are explained below that white box here. And that's your zero conditional. See, if you look at on top of this here, at the very top here, you see the zero conditional. These are examples of the zero conditional and the explanation that goes with those examples. For the first conditional, you have the second white box here. Look at these 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences, and the explanation follows that white box as well. For the future time clauses, there are more example sentences. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 sentences there. And here below that box is the explanation that you need to understand those examples. When you've looked at all those, then you're ready to do your exercises, okay? So for the exercises, on the left-hand side, we have conditionals, where you need to circle the option, the italicized option that best, that is correct. So for example here, don't worry, Rob, these are the options that are italicized. Will have passed or has passed, and will have passed is the correct answer, so it's been circled. Don't worry, Rob will have passed the exam if he's studied enough. So that's the example. Now, do the same thing here, following that same format. Do the same thing for these numbers 1 to 10. Read through and choose the correct italicized option. You can do these in your notebook as you read through the page, okay? That's for section A. For section B here, there are gaps in these sentences, and here are the options that you have to use to complete to fill in those gaps. So here's an example for you. I'll call you as soon as my plane lands. So as soon as is the example, is the thing that's been used as an example there, okay? So it's been used once. Now, these are the options that you have: after, as soon as, before, if, in case, unless, until, and when. So for numbers 1 to 10 in this section here, yes, there are 10 of them, use those expressions to answer, to fill in the gaps, okay? So for some of them, as you can notice, as you would have noticed by now, you can, some of those expressions you can use more than once. As soon as, in case, and unless. You see the X2 in brackets? It means you can use them more than once, okay? So use those to complete those. And any other questions that you might have, you can just ask your teacher in the comment section of this video. Now, for the last thing in the grammar section on page 39, it says that you have to complete, if we're in class, you would be able to do these and interact with your classmates. But complete these sentences in your own words. So for example, don't let children play near a swimming pool unless ... So in your notebook, you can practice writing out the completions, okay? And when you've done those, again, feel free to share them with your classmates, and your teacher should be able to give you feedback in the comment section. Or if you wish to be a bit more private, you can send your teacher an email and ask them to have a look at what you have done to see what their corrections might be, okay? So that's just for you to practice more. Now, your teacher might send you a link to a video or more information or more practice activities on this grammar topic. That's entirely up to your teacher. But these are the things that you absolutely have to do for today, Friday. Okay. As you notice, as you might have noticed, there is no work, there's no documents for you to write, fill in, and turn in. Okay. What that means, though, is that you need to do these in your notebook as you read through on your screen. So read through on your screen, do these exercises in your notebook, and then the answer key for those questions will be posted later on, okay? So when you've done these in your notebook and the answer key is made available, look at the answer key and compare them with the answers that you've got so that you can do the error correction on your own. But if you've got any further questions, feel free to reach out to your teacher and ask them to explain a little bit better. There will also be live meets arranged with your teacher. So in those live meets sessions, feel free to ask your teacher any questions that you've got or any confusions that you have. You can express them with your teacher, and your teacher will give you guidance on what to do, on how best to understand what you've already done for the week. Okay, that's all from me for today. And until next week, when you see more videos on the tasks that you should be working on, please carry on working on your DynaSpeak Online units and stay safe. Importantly, stay safe and reach out to your loved ones to make sure that they're also safe and well taken care of. Take care and goodbye.